Hey YouTube, let's quickly address some kind of crazy fitness trend that's going on right now that I don't really know what's going on. It scares the crap out of me and it's just blowing my mind. Is this new 500 calorie diet that I keep getting people approaching me about, and I don't know what's going on or who's recommending it or what friggin' celebrity decided that this was a good thing to do, but you need to stop it, and here's the reason why. 500 calories a day, unless you are a 7-year-old girl with a thyroid issue, is too few calories. Let's talk about the science behind it. Fat is essential for hormone production. Okay, I am a 220-pound individual. That means I need about 82 to 84 grams of fat every day just to keep my hormones producing normally within my body. That alone is 720 calories, not including the protein I have to eat to maintain my muscle mass. Now, there is no such thing as an essential carb, so let's pretend we're not even eating carbs. We're ketogenic for some reason. If you count just the bare minimum basal metabolic rate of a 100-pound person, I guarantee you it is greater than 500 calories. Now, this misinformation that's going around, or the theory that if I eat 500, if 350 or 3,500 calories is needed to lose a pound of fat, if I only eat 500 calories, I'm obviously going to burn a ton of fat, is just not the way the world works. It's not the way your body works. If you eat like significantly at a deficit, like over 1,000 calories or more, and you are not just geared to the tits, all you're doing is catabolizing muscle. All right. If your basal metabolic rate is 2,000 calories and your TDEE, your total daily energy expenditure, is 2,500, and you're eating 500, you're at a 2,000 calorie deficit. Your body is lazy. Your body wants to go for the easiest source of energy that it possibly can. Your muscle is 4 calories per gram. Your fat is 9. This is easier to break down than this. If you get yourself at a 2,000 calorie deficit, your body is going to catabolize what muscle you have in order to get easy free calories. Maybe you're going to lose a little bit of fat, but you're going to lose a ton of muscle. I don't know what's going on, but I've had at least a dozen people approach me about this 500 calorie diet. And I tell them, like, oh, that's not healthy, like, this, that, and the other. And I go through the science, and I go through like the hormone production and keeping muscle. And they say, well, I've lost 15 pounds in a week. What do you have to say to that? I'm like, first of all, it's water weight because you're not eating carbohydrates. Second of all, a lot of that's going to be muscle. And I don't know what's going on because as soon as they start eating normally again 3 months down the road, they gain it all back, and you will gain it all back. The second you go from 500 calories a day to eating your normal food every day, you're going to pack on a ton of fat because we are the basic genetic, the same basic genetics as our predecessors, like cavemen. And we went through lean times back in the day, and we went through like flourishing times where we had lots of access to food. And what your body does is when you have lean times and you can't get a lot of access to food, when you go back to eating normally or being able to eat at a calorie surplus, your body stores body fat. Because your body's not thinking, I'm trying to get in shape, I'm trying to lose body fat. It's thinking, okay, well, I know that right now is the time that I'm getting a lot of calories, so I need to store fat for when it's the time that I don't have a lot of calorie access. So you swing the pendulum the other way, and your genetics take over. We're basically cavemen underneath all of this. And your body's like, well, I gotta store fat because I haven't eaten properly for like a month and a half or 2 months or 3 months. So you pack a ton of fat on. And it's not that you want to, it's what your genetics and your biology is doing it to make sure the next time you do something stupid, like eat 500 calories, you have energy stores, right? Please stop eating 500 calories a day. Look into basal metabolic rate, and then look into TDEE and what TDEE means. I think I even have a video on it. But your total daily energy expenditure is what you need to just maintain your current body weight. You want to eat at 500 calories less than that. If you're like on a severe cut, you can push that if you're under the guidance of like a personal trainer, a nutritionist, or a doctor or something. But the average person needs to eat at 250 to 500 calories a day less than what their body needs at their TDEE to operate. And I guarantee you there is not a single person that is watching this video or out there in society. Well, that's not true because there are exceptions to the rule, but 99% of the people out there have a higher TDEE than 500, all right? Maybe your TDEE is 1750 or 1500, I don't know, but you still don't need to be eating 500 calories. Please stop, guys. You're losing water weight, you're losing muscle, you're losing very little fat, and yes, your clothes fit a little bit better, but that's because you're losing the muscle underneath, and you're losing water weight because you're not taking in as much carbohydrates, and for every gram of carbohydrates you take in, you're going to store 4 grams of water, right? Think about that. If you eat a kilogram of oats a day, you're going to store 4 kilos of water. That's 10 pounds of water weight. Well, if you stop eating that kilo of oats, you piss out 10 pounds, right? And you're like, oh, I lost weight. No, you didn't. You lost water, all right? There's so many good fitness people out there on the internet, and I'm not saying I'm one of them, but there's some damn good ones out there. They can talk to you about nutrition, talk to you about bulking, cutting, TDE, and all that jazz. I have some videos, but there's a lot of other ones out there as well. Educate yourself, guys. Educate yourself and understand that 500 calories a day is too few calories for maintenance. Personally, as a guy, if I eat 500 calories a day, I'm not getting enough fat to produce hormones, so my dangle won't work. Well, why am I on this earth if my dangle won't work? Is all I'm saying. I have no purpose otherwise, in my opinion. Like, you look good, but then this doesn't work. Women, all of a sudden you get amenorrhea because your body's not producing the proper hormones. You lose your period. Well, that sounds great until you want to have a kid, or maybe you never get your period back. I have friends that are physique competitors that have gone down to like starvation calories, gotten amenorrhea for like 6 months, and been like, oh my god, I might never get my period again. I might not be able to have children. And then thank God for them, it came back. But the point is, it's a reality. If you go on these crazy starvation diets, you could fuck your body for life. That's it, guys. Questions and comments down below. Please stop with the 500 calorie diets. Learn how your body works. Learn how many calories you're supposed to eat a day for weight loss, and stick to that. Right? Don't be going on crazy 500 calories a day just because your homie over there said he lost 10 pounds or lost 20 pounds in a month. It's not sustainable, and it's not realistic, and he's going to gain it back, I promise you. And it's mostly water, weight, and muscle. And what's the point in fighting for this every single day and trying to get bigger, stronger, faster, put on muscle, if all you're going to do is lose it when you go on these diets? And if your goal isn't to get big, that's fine. But what's the point in dieting down to just be skinny fat, so you got the same amount of abdominal fat and arm fat, only you got less muscle underneath? That's it, guys. As always, eat like a bodybuilder and train like a powerlifter.